We're going to talk about global warming, I bet.
I would love to talk about global warming. First of all, I'd like to thank you for your leadership in the U.S. Senate on legislation to combat global warming. Under a McCain administration, how would you make combating climate change a priority?
I would make it a priority. I would make it a priority. I believe, my friends, I'm here to give you straight talk, not only what you want to hear. As President of the United States, the first thing I would do is I would announce the closing of Guantanamo Bay. The second thing I would do is say that we will never torture anyone under any circumstances. And the third thing I'd say is we're going to do everything in our power to have an international agreement on climate change. An international agreement, and that includes India and China. I cannot tell the American citizens that we're going to make an agreement to reduce greenhouse gas emissions unless China and India are part of it as well. Okay? So, what do we need to do? My friends, let me just put it to you this way. Suppose that climate change, get that, it might be the phone. Might be President Bush.
Might be for you.
Yeah, it might be. Tell him I'm here. My friends, let's suppose that the skeptics are correct, and there's no such thing as climate change, and we move forward with green technologies and give and make for a cleaner atmosphere and a cleaner planet. Then, but climate change is not real. Then, at least we have passed on to your generation a cleaner planet. But suppose we are right and do nothing. Suppose we are right that climate change is real and do nothing. Then what are we doing to this generation? What are we doing to this little boy right there? I think it's terrible. I was in France on my way back from Iraq after 4th of July, where I met with the French president. And by the way, I'm happy to tell you that we now have a pro-American president of France, which shows if you live long enough, most anything. And two other things. By the way, he's probably the first pro-American leader in France since Lafayette. But the guy he is so smart and so intelligent and so brilliant that he decides to vacation in the state of New Hampshire. To be good. Let me just say, we have two reasons to adopt green technologies. One, of course, is climate change, and the other is we are too dependent on foreign oil, my friends. We all know that. We all know it's a national security issue, and we've got to reduce our independence. We've got this guy Chavez in Venezuela, we've got problems in Nigeria, we've got problems all over the world where our oil comes from. And we've got to have energy independence. Now, one of the things we have to do, in my view, is nuclear power. We have to have nuclear power, in my view, if you're really significantly going to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We can adopt green technologies without asking great sacrifice to the American people. General Electric, the world's largest corporation, 40 years ago, dedicated that corporation to the development of green technologies. General Electric is still making profits, and big ones, maybe too much. But anyway, the fact is we have to reduce these greenhouse gas emissions for global climate change, and we have to become energy independent. And we've got to lead the country and do that. And I want to tell you, it would be my highest priority, and it has to be done internationally. Finally, by the way, I was on the phone when I came in with my dear and beloved friend Joe Lieberman, and he and I have worked together. By the way, my favorite Democrat. And he and I have worked together on legislation the past few years, and basically it says, if you develop a technology or adopt a technology that reduces greenhouse gas emissions, then you earn a credit. Somebody else starts a business that emits greenhouse gas emissions, then they can buy that credit from you. It's based on the free enterprise system. They do it in Europe, and we could do it here in the United States of America. Thank you for your commitment and involvement.